So yes, I'm Cristian Pizzigalli, and I'm a PhD student at the University of Porto. And my PhD project aims to study the population connectivity and genetic diversity of tropical species living in arid environment, namely Mauritania. And I'm here today to present you some updates on the distribution of one of the species, that is the Guinea Baboon. So I don't know. Okay. Is it going? Is it working? Can you see the next slide? The introduction one?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, thank you. So the Guinea Baboon is an endemic species of West Africa, and is distributed from Sierra Leone until Mauritania. That is the northernmost limit of its distribution. And it is present in Mauritania in 46 localities in the Tagant, Assaba and Afollé mountains, that are these three massive mountains plateau in the south of the country. And this species is an highly adaptable species, so it can be found in both arid environments, like in Mauritania, for instance, or in savannas, like in Senegal and Mali, or in tropical forests, as in Guinea-Bissau, Guinea Conakry, and Sierra Leone. Its conservation status, it's globally near threatened, although in Mauritania it should be, or it is considered as vulnerable. And why? Because this species is strictly related to water, so it needs water daily for survival. And so it's typically found close to water bodies. These water bodies being mountain rock pools or deltas that are threatened by, of course, climate change, aridification, droughts, but also from human impact, so in the form of water overexploitation or water pollution or overgrazing. So the objectives of this presentation are to provide you with an update on the distribution of this species in Mauritania, an estimation on the population size of the species of the Guinea baboons, and a characterization of the occupied habitats in the country. So we collected data for this species during 4 overland expeditions from 2016 until 2022, this year. We collected direct observations of the animals, non-invasive genetic samples, so scats and droppings, and also we asked to local people where we could find these animals. And so we collected in total 30 direct observations, so we could see the animals in 30 localities, and also we collected almost 600 genetic samples. So what the results from this fieldwork effort is that we could confirm the presence of this species in 85 localities. In 8 localities, we are not sure the species is there, but we collected some scats. We couldn't see the species. They are these localities, these blue dots on the border with Senegal, between Senegal and Mauritania. This area is highly anthropized, so the disturbance in the air is really high. So we guess that the baboons are scared, or they are not so confident as they used to be in the mountains. And also we could confirm one extinction. So that is this red dot. I don't know if you can see it on the left side of the map. That is the Yaoundé National Park. Unfortunately, the species, the last record of the species being present there, it was in 1930. So now we haven't seen the species anymore since then. And passing to the population size. So the sites where we could observe more individuals are located in the South Assaba and Afollé mountains. And it's interesting also to say that in the 67% of the site, we could see just less than 40 individuals. So this is interesting. Why? Because in the southern area of the distribution of the species, we are used to see groups or troops of Guinea baboons that they go from 30 individuals until 200. So 25, 40 individuals, it's quite a small number. And of course, the localities where we could see more animals, more individuals, are in the South Assaba and Afollé, as I was saying, but it's the area where there is more water available. Talking about the habitats, as I said before, this species is strictly related to water, so we could see this species just where water bodies are. 80% of which are mountain rock pools or deltas, but also temporary rivers or wets. And the species is there, the Guinea baboons are there, even if these wets or temporary rivers are dry. So what we can conclude from this, it's that wetlands and surrounding habitats are very important for the species, for the Guinea baboons, but of course they are crucial also for wildlife in general and human persistence, that they rely on these wetlands for agriculture or cattle, or also for daily activities. And the temporary rivers, wets, are important as well, because they could work as corridors for dispersal between a delta and another. Even if they are dry, they could provide maybe food for Guinea baboons. As you can see on the bottom left of the slide, there is a group of Guinea baboon foraging on in a dry riverbank. They were eating, I'm not sure, but probably some Gramineaceae, the roots. And also this species is very vulnerable during dispersal and during the most arid months of the year. So when there is no water, when the water is scarce, they are really vulnerable. They just randomly go around looking for water or for food. And also it will be important to enhance environmental education and awareness raising activities, especially with new generations and with local communities that are in the area. Because now the pastoralism is increasing, but the managing seems of the water bodies seems to not be so organized at the moment. So we should collaborate together and see what it can be done to solve this problem. And of course, future research it will fall in investigate the genetic variation and structure of these Mauritanian populations, as well the population connectivity. Locate the corridors and potential barrier to dispersal between this population, between Mauritanian populations, but also between the Mauritanian populations and the populations in Senegal and Mali, to see if there is connectivity between these three countries. And uncover also past protective refugia to understand what was the history of the species and how it colonized the arid areas of Mauritania, and also identify potential intraspecific genetic adaptations to compare these populations that live in hyper-arid environments to those that live in more tropical area as Guinea-Bissau, Guinea Conakry, and Sierra Leone. And of course, also to model the vulnerability to future environmental changes to climate change. And I hope I was fast enough. And I would like to thank with this last slide all the foundation that supported my project and are still supporting my project, the RAFOR and the Primate Conservation Incorporated, the University of Nouakchott in Mauritania, and all the members of Biodesert, especially my supervisor, Jose Carlos Brito, that is teaching me everything about desert. And I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity, of course, to present this work here. It is a pleasure. Thank you very much.